check this out, folks. I won myself a Hygger light on one of their socials. I would recommend keeping your eye on their socials because they do giveaways all the time to win some of their products. And yeah, I won this one here. Pretty happy about that. It was actually the bigger 16-watt version that I won, but once I contacted them to give them my address, I asked if they wouldn't mind sending me a smaller one because I've got the perfect spot for this, as you'll see in a wee minute. I'll need to say it's not the first time I spoke to Frank and his other Hygger associates. It's always been a pleasure. They are always on the ball and pleasant to speak to, so it's been a good experience all around. And look at this light, I think it's fantastic. I like the way it's very, very slim but feels solid. I think it's a nice classic sleek design, and these sliding brackets which go all the way each end mean you can set it up anywhere you want, any way you want, on your tank and within the range of the unit. It's not the only mounting option we've got though. I'll show you that in a sec. The integrated controller makes life pretty easy. This is one of the things I wasn't too sure about though, if I'm honest with you. You've got your power button at the bottom, right? Then you've got your photo period. So you've got 3, 6 or 12 hours. That's the bit I wasn't too sure about. Then you've got the different lighting options, and at the top you've got the intensity. So in my mind, I would like to have a little bit more control over the photo period. With the only options being 3, 6 and 12, I didn't know if that might be a problem, which is why I've never bought one like this before. And another reason why I'm quite pleased to try one out for free. That's because I'm a planted guy though. Sometimes I require a little bit more control, but for somebody who doesn't keep plants, I can see it being a nice, easy set and forget system. I think it's perfect, in fact. Even in some planted scenarios, it's going to be fine, which again, I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, everything slots together nice and easily and firmly. And now we can start looking at the additional mounting option that I mentioned before. So these thicker brackets slot into these grooves and hold them really, really nicely. I would say if you're removing them, you probably need to be careful. I would imagine if you were slightly too heavy-handed, you might be able to snap them. So just be aware of that. The other option we got though is these metal hangers, which again, extend way beyond the length of the light. So plenty of customization now. Most of the lights I've had in the past, you either get one or the other. So I think it's a nice touch that they give you the option of both. The metal ones tend to lend themselves more to fitting the light underneath hoods, whereas the plastic ones definitely look better when you place them on the top of the tank, I think, anyway. Choice is yours, of course, but it's nice to have an extra option, isn't it? So, this is the nameless better, so called because I just cannot settle on a perfect name for him. I've had a lot of good suggestions, but I'm just waiting for that absolutely perfect one. Anyway, it's his tank that this light is going to go on. I'll show you what I mean here. So at the moment, I've just got this cheap light I got off of Amazon sitting on the top of his tank, but it's not ideal. It's not the way I want it. Now I've got 2 cube tanks each side of his. And what I've done is suspended these night crew lights over each of them. They're just clear plastic hangers from a hardware, hanging stickers I got from a hardware shop. My original plan was to do the same thing in here. However, it might make it a little bit awkward. It's not really a huge gap in here, and I might have to remove them each time I want to get in there. A little bit tricky. However, with this wee Hygger light, it's going to be nice and simple now. It's a perfect solution. Delighted. On those lights, I tend to use these night crew light timers, which I really do love, but they are an additional cost. You have to buy them on top. With the Hygger here, well, the light controller's built in and comes as standard, isn't it? Not only that, it is a lot simpler to use. I'm not saying that the night crews are impossible. Once you get used to them, they're fine, but well, not as simple as not as easy as the Hyggers. Right, let's check how much cable we got. That comes out at just under 1.5 meters, so plenty. Then the plug is nice and slimline, fits in alongside others on extension cables. That is something I always do like to check. Right then, let's see what it's going to look like. Just plug that in there, nice and easy. And wow, that is bright. Whoa. Whoa, that's really nice. Hope I didn't start all the nameless better there. I don't think I did. Right, let's start looking at these options we got then. So, alright, so it's colour coordinated on the control for the timer settings. So orange is 3 hours, green is 6, and red for 12. Makes that straightforward, doesn't it? That's well thought out. I like that. Oh, look at that. That is cool, by the way. That reminds me of, is it Far Cry 3 or 4? When he goes into that kind of trippy realm. Probably looks a bit different on the camera than it looks to me there, but that is lovely. I mean, I don't think I'll ever use it, but yeah, I like it, it's ace. Clearly demonstrates how good the red and blue LEDs are though, which can be helpful for plant growth or for just displaying fish, certain kinds of fish. Right, we've got the brightness function now, which I think is that 3 or 4 steps I went through. Pretty cool. Yeah, I like it. The combination of the different functions mean you do have some control over your light settings. And so for a tank like this, where it's just got some guppy grass, a wee bit of anubias, and there's a wee crypt hiding away, I'm not going to need to adjust that much, I don't think. 6 hours, probably the medium intensity is going to be fine for growing these plants, absolutely fine. So, having had reservations about that at first, I think it's fine actually, I really do. Unless you're really, really wanting to dial it in, I think it's not going to be an issue at all. I'll just grab my trusty tape measure there to help you see another perspective on some of those settings real quick. But I am really, really impressed with this light. More impressed than I thought I was going to be honest. And to be fair, that says more about my doubts than my lack of faith in Hygger. I've used a few of their products now, and I don't think I've been disappointed once. I think they're doing great stuff. I think they found that sweet spot between price and quality, and functionality for that matter, which is hard to do in any kind of manufacturing, but certainly something that needs a place in the aquarium hobby. Add to that, their customer service is very, very good. And yeah, I can't recommend them enough. I'm excited about this light now. Before I was just happy to get it. Now I'm excited about it. Looking forward to using it a bit more. And for that, I must say thank you to Frank and all the other guys at Hygger. Thanks for the opportunity to win it and try it. And, you know, I hope I've showcased it in a way that you're happy with. I always say to people that ask me to review anything, I'm only happy to do it if I can be honest about it. Now, these guys didn't ask me to review this. I'm only doing it, A, to help those that are thinking about buying one, and B, as a way of saying thank you for them for running the competition, let me win it. But in all honesty, I can say I really, really like this light. Hope this does help you out if you're considering buying one of these, giving you the chance to have a look at it running and whatnot, and help you decide whether to get it or not. Like I say, I'd say go for it. I think it's a nice light. That's all I've got to say about it at this point, and I'm going to go and play with my new toy a wee bit more. So I am out. Later.